Hi, Brian Secker here again from Boomer Fitness, and today I want to talk about how to lose belly fat over the age of 50. All right, grab yourself a pen and paper and let's write these things down for you. All right, so the first thing that you have to take into effect to lose belly fat over the age of 50 is one, you got to be in a calorie deficit. All right, can't outwork a bad diet. So if you're eating calorie surplus of what you're burning every single day, you're not going to lose belly fat. All right, so that's the first and foremost thing that you want to do. So how do you know when you're in a calorie deficit? All right, the simplest thing that you can do is figure out your BMR. We got this really awesome machine down here called the InBody. It gives you a breakdown of how much body fat you have, how much muscle you have, how much visceral fat you have, where you're storing it, and the most beautiful thing about it, it takes all those in a factor, and then it gives you your basal metabolic rate, your base metabolism, what you burn at rest. So the first thing that you need to do is figure out what that is. So what I want you to do is just pull up Google, you look up your BMR, your basal metabolic rate, and that is what you burn at rest. So once you figure out what you're burning, per day, so say you burn 1,500 calories a day, you do not want to consume more than 1,500 calories a day, all right? Otherwise, you're going to gain body fat. That's just to stay even. So what we need to do next is we need to then expand our calorie deficit. So that's what I do with most of our clients down here, is we put together a nutrition plan that helps meet that base metabolism, and then we expand the calorie deficit. So how do we expand that calorie deficit? The easiest thing that we do to expand that calorie deficit, because if you're looking to lose 1 pound of body fat, you need to be in a 500 calorie deficit per day, because 1 pound of body fat is 3,500 calories. So if you divide 7 by 3,500, that's 500 calories a day that you need to be in a deficit. So if you're burning 1,500 calories at rest and you're consuming 1,500 calories, then you technically need to burn an extra 500 calories. A strategy that works really well with my clients over the age of 50 is just getting your steps in on a daily basis. So we start you with a basic step goal of just building up your general activity, because that general activity is going to burn more calories. So maybe for you, it takes you an hour to walk 8,000 steps. And what that'll do is maybe that gives you a 500 calorie burn, all right? So that gives you a 500 calorie burn per day. Next thing you know, you're losing 1 pound of body fat per week. So your goal is to lose anywhere from 1 pound to 2 pounds of body fat per week. So if you want to expand that calorie deficit, you can do that even more, or you can bring your calories down. Normally what I like to do is I like to make sure that your calories are meeting your base metabolism, so you're not in extreme calorie deficit to start off with, and you're not feeling hungry all the time. So expand your calorie deficit. So that's the first thing that you can do, is just start getting your daily steps in. Once you get that down, we start working on building some muscle mass. You see, at the age of 30, for men, our testosterone levels start to go down, and once our testosterone levels start to go down, our hormones start to change, we start to begin to lose between 3 to 5% of muscle per decade. You start putting that together. If you lose a couple decades, if you lose 5 pounds of muscle, that your metabolism is going to decrease by 250 calories per day. So what you're going to want to do is maintain that muscle mass. So to build muscle mass, you need to train with weights 3 to 4 days per week. All right. So what I would start off with is we'd start off 1 to 2 times per week for the first 8 weeks. So if you start to just hop right into a resistance training program, training 3 to 4 days per week, what's going to end up happening is that's going to put a lot of stress on your nervous system. It's going to be hard to recover from. That's why I like to start with daily steps, because how often do you really hear somebody say, oh man, I'm so wasted from just, or so wore out and so tired from just going for a walk and getting steps in. Rarely ever, and you can recover from that. Resistance training, that raises stress in your body, it releases cortisol levels. So just make it easy. Make it easy on yourself. Just start twice per week for the first 8 weeks. That's going to start building up your conditioning level, and then from there, after that time period, then to add in a 3rd day. Once another 4 weeks go by, add a 4th day in, and then give yourself a day in between each one to help with that recovery. What's really great about this is I create a whole series of exercises on how to lose belly fat over the age of 50, and a weight training workout that you can do, and it's on this very channel. I'm so excited it's going to be released for you over the next couple weeks.
Oh, interesting.
So start to build your muscle mass up, all right? And if you'd like help with that, I coach people all the time and help with a customized program to together for them so that they can do that. Once you get your daily steps down, you're getting your resistance training in, I inevitably get asked, well, what about more intense exercises? Well, more intense exercises, again, it takes you a lot to recover from those workouts. So I like to incorporate some other types of exercising, some bicycle riding, some row machine, something that's less impactful. And what you can do with that is do those twice per week, and that could be 30 minutes. So you could go 1 minute at a higher intensity, get that heart rate up to 85% of your target heart rate. And that could be maybe 140, 150 beats for you. And then over the next 3 minutes, bring it down back into that 100 to 120 beats per minute, and then repeat that cycle again for 30 minutes. All right, so you can add in some, knows another strategy to expand your calorie deficit. If you're starting to hit a plateau, what do I call a plateau? A plateau is when you start to not lose any more belly fat. You start to stay even for 3 weeks. You've been following your nutrition plan 100%. You've been doing all your exercise 100%. Then what's gonna happen is we're gonna have to make some changes with your nutrition. So you're gonna drop your calories down or start playing around with your macros, increasing your protein, bringing down your carbs, and taking in a moderate fat diet. All right, next one, how do you lose fat over the age of 50, is you gotta track your progress. I had this with a gentleman the other day. He was training extremely hard. Actually, his name's John. John was training extremely hard in the gym. He was doing all his resistance training program. He was doing his steps. He was doing that for a 6 period of time. He was getting stronger in all of his lifts. He was following his meal plan, and he just didn't feel like he was making progress. But we were tracking his workouts, so we could see he was getting stronger in every workout. He's getting 1 rep stronger, getting a little bit more stronger in his weights. So we did a body fat test on an in-body scanner, and what we found is he gained 6 pounds of muscle, and he ended up losing 5 pounds of fat. And what was great about tracking that progress is that the scale normally wouldn't tell you how much muscle he gained, how much fat that he lost, okay? So by him seeing that, he became remotivated, refocused, and then he's like, okay, I got my next 6-week goals, and I'm making progress, and I'm gonna go forward with that. All right, the last one, it kind of puts it all together, and there's always those few clients that I work with that I just want to give a big hug and just say, it's going to be okay, you're going to get there, but you got to put it all together. And what do I mean by that is they do one workout, they follow their nutrition one day, they do their weight training that week, but then for 3 days in a row, they drink a bottle of wine each day. Then they go out to eat every day. They're not maintaining their calorie deficit. They don't get their daily steps in. So they created that calorie deficit all week, the weekend happens and they give it all back, and then they don't make any progress, and they say, Brian, but I'm working so hard. Serious? The last one is consistency, is you're not gonna get your results until you're consistent, all right? So if you're looking to lose 10 pounds, you gotta get your expectations put around that if you're losing 1 pound per week, that it's gonna take you 10 weeks. You might do it faster, but that should be your expectation, 1 pound to 2 pounds per week. So 5 to 10 weeks to get to that goal, all right? So you've gotta do these things consistently. All right, it's not gonna do it one thing at a time. If you have a 30-pound weight goal, you gotta set yourself a 15 to 30 week goal to get there and consistently go at it, all right? So get in that calorie deficit, expand that calorie deficit, build muscle mass, get those daily steps in, track your progress, and let's be consistent about it. Find why you're excited about it, all right? So what I want you down below is comment which one of these that you struggle with the most, or which one was the big aha for you. Make sure you give this a like, because somebody out there is going to see this video because you liked it. It's gonna be shared with the YouTube algorithm, and I don't know how that works, but it's just gonna get that content out to other people that need to hear this, and it's gonna help them lose their body fat over the age of 50. Have yourself a great day.